I'm here.
He's Derek.
Here's the door, here's the steeple, here's the way I hold my penis for people.
She's Romaine.
I am a super lesbian with lesbian on top. No dick is coming anywhere near me.
This is Derek and Romaine.
2.0, bitches!
Wait.
Oh, what?
I said, Derek.
Oh, my goodness. You all right over there?
I don't know.
I am so terrified.
You should be.
You know, we are, in case the sound is a little bit different, we are inside my room on the Norwegian Prima and sailing back toward New York. Although when you hear this, we'll actually be in New York and getting ready for our next cruise.
Ah, yes.
Or you'll be listening to this in our free podcast in which we'll already be at sea. Look, you know, my favorite thing about the Rosie O'Donnell daytime talk show was that sometimes they would pre-record episodes of shows and they had to pretend it was a different day of the week or a different month or whatever. And Rosie would always fall apart on that. It was my favorite part of the show. So, you know, in the interest of transparency, I'm just telling you, here's where we are. Here's what's going on. But when you hear this, you'll be you where you are. And isn't that nice? So... Whew. Anyway, Derek here along with Romaine.
Hello, everybody.
And Romaine's better half, Iris Fernandez.
Hello.
And as I mentioned, we are on the Norwegian Prima, which is a brand new ship, a brand new class of ships for Norwegian. And so we thought we would
Check it out for y'all.
Yes. So today's episode is going to be about our various shenanigans on our way getting here, our shenanigans on the boat, injuries we may have suffered along the way.
Oh, no.
Indignities we may have suffered along the way.
Yes.
We'll dig into the marriage of Romaine and Iris because they're both here. So why not have an impromptu therapy session right here in the middle of our show?
Oh, how fun for everybody.
Well, for me. And of course, we'll take your phone calls. No, we won't, because we are not live and we have no phone calls for you. But Romaine did bring our fancy dandy equipment here to do the show.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't know. If we have a coffee class or if we have a critter chat later, I don't know. I don't think we have
I don't think we have any critter chats.
Because...
Although we did see a critter, Iris and I, in our adventures.
Oh, what?
Oh, yeah. We'll tell you. We'll tell you as we go through the show.
All right.
I don't have the critter chat theme song, but maybe I'll sing a little bit of it for you.
Would you?
Yo, yes. Oh, yes.
I think I brought my keyboard along, so I think
it's
I could accompany.
Critter chat.
Shooba-dooba-doo.
Critter chat.
Boop.
You're supposed to go bark, 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 bark.
Bark, 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 bark. Bark. Look, the last chicken I saw was on top of some penne pasta last night.
Ooh, yummy.
At my second dinner.
Oh, I had dinner last night too. Oh, girl, I was out real late last night. Real late. It almost could have been considered breakfast. My sitter.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I was crazy.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. We got things to talk about.
Okay.
So let's start at the very beginning, shall we?
A very good place to start.
Yes, I've been told that. All right. So
Getting here.
So, so we got on the ship. Everything was fine, actually, for Iris and I getting on the ship. You know, Iris drove into the city, and then I gave her bad directions. She got irritated with me, and then we had to go around in a circle because I'm an idiot. And then I apologized for being an idiot, and she's like, real snotty like. And but then,
ouch.
Oh yeah, no, it was true. She gave me lots of side eye. And then, but we got on the ship. Everything was fine. It was actually one of the easiest embarkations I think I've ever done because there's not a lot of people on this ship. Mostly travel agents and media people and executives from NCL are here on the ship.
Or major partners for Norwegian, like corporate partners.
Yes.
That they work with. Yeah.
So, but the thing is, you don't know who anyone is. So you don't know if you're talking to someone super important or kind of important or not important at all.
Tired old Derek and Romaine.
Right. So that's been quite an adventure in figuring out who people are along the way. But no, Iris we got on the ship. We went to our cabin. It was all ready for us. I will say the cabin layouts in this ship are really roomy. Like they've gotten rid of a lot of crap in the room that took up space, like cabinetry and things like that. And they've really opened up the rooms, and they're very modern, very simple rooms, and really beautiful. And the best thing about the room, in my opinion, I don't know about you, Dirk, but for me is the bathroom. The bathroom because, you know, I've gone on NCL ships where the bathroom, I get in the shower, and if I were to like put soap on the walls, I could turn in a circle and it would be like a car wash, and I'd get my whole body clean.
Whoa, she's in a car wash. Yeah.
Well, that's not the case here. This one, you have a nice spacious shower. I mean, you could even fit 2 people in that thing.
Did you?
No, we did not. We've been behaving, ish.
That's disappointing.
And well, wait till you hear about last night.
Oh,
and so
no.
then, so we've been.
I guess she got local at the local, or your local.
Something. And so the bathrooms are great, but there's still plenty of storage. So I really like the way whoever designed the cabins did a really good job. They're simple, they're clean, they're roomy. The only time we have a problem, Iris and I, is when one of us is getting into the closet, the other one's trying to go to the bathroom, and then there's like a log jam that happens at the doorway, and it's like, get out of my way. But other than that, it's really wonderful.
Yeah, I think that there has been a movement in design over the last few years in all sorts of places, in cars and RVs and boats and cruise ships, restaurant, all sorts of experiences where it's like we've got to maximize the square footage that we have. Yeah. And certainly on cruise ships, I think they also get feedback from people of like what's really important. And I think that, having a well-appointed roomy bathroom is important to people.
Yes.
And even if, the rest of the room is not as large or as grand, it is surprising how much the experience of the bathroom can make a difference. Because, I earlier this year, I was on the Norwegian Pride of the America ship, which is their Hawaii ship.
Yes.
And it is an older ship, and it is smaller, and the rooms are smaller. It's also expensive because it's Hawaii. But the shower in the bathroom, it is a straight up RV bathroom. The shower is tiny with a little curtain.
And nobody wants to be touched by that curtain because God only knows where it's been.
Well, I know
or
where
who it's been with.
It's been up my crack because you can't turn around in there without like it invading your body.
Gross.
So I'm just saying, when the wind blows, it goes right up inside you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you're a cavernous whore. Okay. So anyway, but the bathrooms are notoriously small on that ship. They just are because it is an older ship, and that was sort of how they designed them. And I think the newer ships, the more modern ships, they recognize people need a human bathroom. And, and it also, I think that the bathrooms here, Romaine noticed that they seem to have had input from a woman.
Oh, no, without doubt. Because one of the first things I noticed is in the shower, in one of the corners up near where the shower head is, there is a little metal bar with a couple little like rubber rings on it. And it's designed for women to place their foot and shave their legs, because in the old RV bathrooms, you literally had to put your foot outside the shower onto the toilet seat.
That's glamorous.
And shave your legs that way. It was the only way to do it. Like you couldn't bend over in those little RV showers. And so it was real complicated. But now they've thought about that. There was another one we were talking to last night, and she talked about the hairdryer. So they've actually placed the hairdryer in the room out in the cabin portion by where the little vanity desk is. But they've plugged it in a place. They've stored it in a place that it's out of the way, but it's got a long enough cord that if you need to dry your hair, things like that, it's now doable where it was never doable before. It was always horrible, and it really sucked. So now, I do think a woman has had an influence in whatever they've done with the design, and it is very helpful. Yeah. I like it a lot, actually.
You never know. There might be a man who is a competitive swimmer who needs to shave his legs. You don't know. It doesn't have to be about gender here.
Cruise ship, please. Oh my God, no. And I also like that the new cabins have many more outlets in them and USB ports in very convenient places. Like they really get where technology is at right now, and they're adapting.
If you bring your rechargeable vibrator, there's plenty of places to
and we did.
Plug
Thank
that
you. And yes.
For example,
yes, only for example. Lord.
I'm just trying to use examples that everyday people, when they are listening at home, will think, oh, well, this really fits my lifestyle and budget.
Absolutely.
So, I want everyone to know. But they did up the number of USB ports that you can do charging in the room as well. So, because sometimes people will bring their phone and not the full charger with them. So it is just, with all of these things, they are making it fit more the lifestyles of the people who are traveling.
Yeah.
So I really I find the design on the ship to be, the rooms don't feel claustrophobic. They feel nice and roomy.
Yeah.
And airy and nice. So
kudos to them on that.
Yeah, I agree. I like this. I like the way that they did this ship. And
The ship itself is interesting though. Like they really broke up where the restaurants are at. Like they're on a lot more floors now. They're kind of tucked away in the back of the ship, which actually I kind of like. And then they have really beautiful, a lot of them have really beautiful like panoramic views and things like that, like the main dining rooms. They're smaller, but I don't hate that actually, because like, you know, when you go on some of the other ships and they have like the gigantic Manhattan room and there's 5 million people in there and it's very, very loud. These ones are smaller, quieter, a little more intimate. I really like breakfast in the morning where you can just look out at the ocean and really enjoy the views. Like there's a lot going for this ship. It very much reminded me of the Virgin Scarlet Lady in the way they designed it. Like the outdoor walking areas on like deck 8 are so beautiful. Iris and I have been doing nightly walks after dinner, you know, to try to work off some of the calories that we just consumed.
Just
with our,
one or two.
With our 5 desserts at Le Bistro. I'm not joking. And so we have to do some walking. And the paths are really beautiful, except for one area.
Oh, no.
So if you're on the 8th floor and it's got like this just beautiful outdoor, breezeway where you walk around and you can see everything and you walk around the whole ship. And then you get to the very front of the ship and it's all beautifully lit at night. Oh,
Me
it's
too.
gorgeous. And then you round the corner into, it's scary. It's like the ghetto. Yeah. Iris is over there making scary noises.
Ghetto?
Yeah. So there's no light at all. Like it's completely pitch black.
Maybe that's the dick dock. Maybe that's where guys are supposed to hook up.
I think it kind of is. But there's a lot of cameras.
No cameras, no questions.
No, there's cameras.
Oh,
There's
really?
a lot of cameras.
That's probably why.
So you round this corner and it's completely dark and it's all the way around the front part of the ship. So it's a good distance that you have to walk in complete pitch dark, and it's terrified. I'm like, is this where we go to get raped? Like, what is happening here? Like, it's scary.
Anyway, book your cruise today. What is that?
And then you round the corner and then there's the beautifully lighted pathway again. Away you go. I don't know why they have that one area with no lights, because it's terrifying.
Just to scare you.
It does. And then they have, if you want to talk about scary, then they have these like glass walkways that are like look down into the ocean and you walk over them. Iris,
those are nice. I like those.
They're terrifying.
I'm with Iris on this one. It's fun, it's neat, and it's not very long. So, you walk across. It's not like you hear it cracking while you're running across it.
I feel like I do.
Okay, you're not in Uncharted 2. Romaine goes to sea.
I mean, I don't know. It's some pretty scary shit, but I just don't look down, because if I look down, then I get scared, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die.
You need to calm down.
I know, but so I will say, like, they've got like really beautiful sculptures out there. There's lots of places to lounge during the day. It's a really well designed ship.
Yeah, except I will say that Sculpture Garden was my first injury on board this ship.
What?
Because we were walking past the Sculpture Garden. They had these sculptures. And so one of the sculptures, Romaine goes, that looks like a piece of sex furniture.
Oh, it does.
And of course, I was like, why would you say that? And so then I climbed onto it as if it was a piece of sex furniture. But I thought, like sex furniture, it would be softer.
And it was
but
not.
It is not. It is hard. So I slammed my knee directly onto it and then like scraped up my knee. And I was like, ow, this hurts. But I was so committed to the comedy bit. I was like, I will cry my tears alone in my room later. As I hobble away. But I did do my comedy bit right there on the sculpture. But if you too come on the Norwegian Prima and you want to do comedy, remember, careful. Don't injure yourself on the sex furniture, because it's more dangerous than it looks.
Oh yeah.
And I wish I could say that was my only injury on board.
What else happened?
So my room steward came to the door, and like on the first day, like, knock, knock, hi, welcome, I want to meet you, whatever. Okay, fine. And so I went to open the door, but the thought the door was heavier than it actually was. So I like pulled it too fast, and then the door pulled, and then it slammed my arm between the door and the closet.
Oh, ow.
And I was like, ow. And of course he saw me injure myself. So this was my welcome to my room steward. I'm like, oh my God, I am injured.
You're so dumb.
I know. Well, and then last night, so we have a sales rep who is here in New York, Louise.
Oh, she's lovely.
And she's great. She's really lovely. And she loves our business. She's very aggressive about our business. How can we build more business? And anyway, I'm sure she'll be doing jumping jacks that we are recording the show. Anyway, even if the listeners are like, this sales pitch. Anyway,
it's not.
So
honestly.
it's not. It really isn't. Well, look, here we are.
We're going to tell you about some funny shit.
Right. We're either going to tell you here, or we would have told you on Monday's show. So we might as well just tell you here.
Yeah.
And because at least that way you're like, well, I can opt out. Okay. So anyway, so Louise, I went down. We were supposed to do a tour of the Haven, which is the suite area on the ship here.
Yeah.
And so I'm down there and I'm waiting, and I'd never met her, and she sent me. It was very grinder. So like she sent me a picture, and she's like, send me a picture of you so I know who you are. Pics, you up? Okay.
Oh,
look,
Lord.
Louise, I'm like, you're our rep here. Come on. We're not hooking up. Anyway, so she had sent me a picture, and then I was like, well, this is her professional headshot. God only knows what she looks like in person. So I'm very bad with seeing people in like a noisy crowd, like a bar. Like if I'm trying to find somebody in a gay bar, impossible. I can't, my eyes will not register faces. Like there's too much going on. And so I just knew when I got into the bar area where we were waiting, it was like, I'm never going to be able to find her in here because there are too many people, too much loud noises,
right.
Whatever. I'm having a sensory overload. I'm so narcissistic. I only care about myself anyway. And then my brain is not designed to actually seek out other people. So I'm like, I'm hopelessly lost here. And so I'm sitting there at one of the like banquettes, because, they have like a bunch of like seating all over the thing. So I'm sitting in like sort of some of the open seating and everything. And this woman walks past me. She's like hurrying past to get to other people. And she trips over my foot. And then she turns around. She's like, oh, Derek. It was Louise. Of course. She tripped over and like hurt my foot, tripped me. I'm like, oh my God. What an auspicious meeting.
Wow.
I know.
That's how you met her?
Yes.
She
tripped
her?
over. She tripped over me. Yes, I tripped her.
I think that's exactly what happened.
It was not on purpose.
Sure.
But we did have a meet cute, just like in the movies.
Mm-hmm. Lovely.
I know. So I've had a few injuries here on board.
Wow. I've not had any injuries yet.
Well, I'm clumsy.
I don't think I have.
No sex injuries?
No.
Unless you count getting stuck.
Oh, yeah.
This is typical Romaine. An A+. I can already tell. It's an A+ story, and she wasn't going to tell it.
Okay, so I'm a fat person. Let's start with that.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, okay. So I'm a fat person, and sometimes I'm too fat to ride in the race cars, and sometimes I'm just skinny enough. Well, this is one of the trips where I was just skinny enough.
This is good. This is a goal in life.
Right.
Be skinny enough to get in a racetrack.
Because it's always like a 5 pound range, right?
Okay.
I'm either like 3 pounds too heavy or I'm 3 pounds light enough, right? Because I have range in there, right? So I'm light enough on this particular trip. So I'm like, all right, Iris, because Iris really wanted to ride the race cars. I'm like, okay, sure, let's go do it. So we go up to ride in the race cars, and I have done this before, so I knew what to expect, but you can mentally prepare yourself for what to expect, and it's never enough. So we go to get in the cars, and if you're a person of a certain size, my size, when you sit into the seat, first of all, it's very low to the ground. So like you have to get real down there.
That's right.
And
get up in there.
The seat is both deep, but it also like has sides that squeeze your butt in real tight. Like you are like
they're jamming you in there.
You know, it's like when a cat tries to fit into a little box and it just like turns itself into liquid, and then you're like, how did that cat get in there? That's kind of how I felt about my ass in that seat. Like,
but really, you're packed in there like pickles in a jar.
Yeah. So I'm down in there. And I'm, and it's not what I call comfortable, but it was fine because I was like, I'm going to go zoom fast. It's fine. So we race around. We're having a great time, and then you get to the pit stop where you have to get out. And I knew, because I go to enough amusement parks where you sit low in seats, and it's not always easy to get out.
It's not graceful.
No, but also in this particular case, because you're sucked into that seat and it's holding on to you with every ounce of strength it has, like it doesn't want to let go.
Oh, that's romantic, really, if you think about
it. So there I am, attempting to get out of it. Now I know I need to do this by myself. Nobody can help me. I got to do it myself and contort my body to different directions or whatever. My legs were too short. I had to get little boosty things for the pedals because my feet wouldn't reach.
True.
Oh my God. What are you, a child?
They had to flip them.
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because her legs are too
Gave
short.
me a little extra.
Why are the two of you unable to function in human society?
No. So I will say I did get out of that seat, but it was challenging.
Undignified.
And really there was no dignity left.
Did somebody
She wasn't the last one, though.
Did somebody help you?
No, I got out by myself, but
Oh,
there were other people who had to be helped out.
Oh my God.
Like, we met this this older lesbian. She was real butch. And like she's real serious about her lesbianism too. I've been with my partner for 30 years. I'm like, oh, that's a good long. She was lovely, but yeah. And I was like, okay, girl. And
I think met a lesbian, but I'll tell you about that in a second. But anyway.
And she's like, and my girl, she puts up with me. She looks at me and she goes, like yours does you. And I was like, oh.
Whoa. The truth hurts.
And I was like,
it burns.
oh, shit. I said, okay, all right. You see me. I got you. Because I was being ornery in the line, teasing Iris the whole time. And she's like, I see this.
Wow. Like it wasn't bad enough that your ass created a vacuum inside that car so you couldn't get out. Now you're being called out by a dyke in line.
But let me tell you, I was helpful to that lesbian because her sister was joining her on the car ride. But then she had brought a purse by accident. And then they were like, go get rid of your purse. And then she comes back. And then they weren't going to let her ride with us. And I'm like, hey, she's with us. Because her sister was getting real pissy. And I was like, she's with us. She needs a car. Get her a car. So they did. So otherwise, the sister wasn't going to get to ride, but we got her in.
Okay. Well, I've told Romaine this before, and she was fascinated by it. And I'm going to tell this again.
Oh, God.
Is that when we go to theme parks, any ride, my goal is to always be the first person out of that roller coaster. Like it is a high priority for me that my foot is the first foot that steps back on dry land at the end of any ride. And Romaine is like, really? That's so weird. But part of it is also like an agility thing of like, I've still got it. I can beat these teens out of this roller coaster.
I've still got it.
But I mean, it's a total vanity thing. And I will not be happy when like someday in the not too distant future, I am the last person who climbs out of that roller coaster. Like I will be
I'm always the last one.
I'll say, you know what? I guess I gotta hang it up. I can't. There's no dignity for me left here. They're gonna help me out. Too old for this roller coasters. But anyway, so I feel you.
Thank you.
And your vacuumed into your seat situation.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen to me. I'm flying out of there.
Listen, it is what it is. It's fine.
All right,
it's
let me tell you about the lesbians I met.
Okay.
I think. Okay. I don't want to pass judgment on people.
Okay.
But, sometimes you're like, honey, I see you. Okay. So anyway, so earlier today, my cabin is they put us in balcony cabins. They're very nice.
Yeah.
And I'm on deck 12. And then they have a selection of cabins that are open on the ship for public viewing for people who are staying in different cabin categories. So you can take a look at them and see, because everybody on board, most people are travel agents. So they want to take pictures of the different rooms and have a sense of the room size and everything else. So my room on 12 is right across the hall from the studio lounge, and the studio cabins are for solo travelers. So these are inside cabins that are smaller, but they are designed to only have one person in them. And so I have to say, I think that the studio cabins here on the Prima are the best I've ever seen.
Oh, that's nice.
They're beautiful.
They are gorgeous.
Spacious.
The bathroom is a wow. Which, again, is not the kind of thing that I would say lightly. But I have liked the studio accommodations on the Norwegian ships. If Romaine and I were not traveling together, if I were going alone, if I were just going to book a cruise for myself to go, I would go in a studio. As much as I like the balcony, invariably I will twice in a week, walk out onto the balcony, go, isn't this nice? And then turn around and walk right back in. Like
Fair.
I don't spend a lot of time on the balcony. I have spent exactly as much time here. And it's kind of, it's fall, so it's not like hot outside, but it's nice. It's pleasant. It's a little on the cool side, but a sweatshirt is all you need. But I have spent exactly as much time on my balcony here as I have in the Caribbean or the Mexican Riviera or anywhere else. Because I just I like the view, but I'm not sitting outside for lengths of time. But anyway, so
I like to go out there and read.
Yeah,
I know.
sit outside.
Yeah. So the studio would be fine for me. So I was like, well, you know what? I'm here on the ship. It's the last full day here on the ship. I should probably go and tour the studio lounge. So other people are touring the studio lounge, and it's designed for one person. So when 5 people go into it, it is Marx Brothers comedy routine.
Oh, yes.
Where everybody's crammed in. So I was in there and I started talking to this, or I walked in and there was nobody else there. And then these 2 women walked in, and I am just going to assume from their no nonsense haircuts
That's why they're lesbians?
Lesbians.
Okay.
Well, look, it was 2 women together in the same age. One of them was white and one was Asian, so probably not sisters. But again, I don't want to make any assumptions here. No nonsense, short haircuts. One of them might have been wearing plaid. Anyway,
Oh, God.
so I'm just saying.
All the stereotypes.
I feel a lot of boxes being checked off here. So anyway, but of course then, because other people, there are travel people around here, and I'll say good morning or whatever, but I'm not like trying to strike up a conversation with people. But with the 2 of them, I was like, well, hello, ladies. I was trying to like, anyway. And so I chatted with them a bit, and they did not specifically say that they were lesbians, but they were like, we used to be on Long Island, and now we are in Florida. I was like, okay. So they moved states together. So, maybe it's a Boston marriage. Maybe they're just friends.
There are some gay people on this ship, though. I've seen some bears with their gay pride shirts on and things like that. I definitely have seen other gay people.
Yeah, there are other gay people. Anyway, so I was chatting with them, and then they wanted to see the studio lounge. So I was like, all right, let's go into the studio lounge. And then I saw that. I was like, oh, it is nice. And then I saw that they, because the studio lounge has like an espresso machine. When solo travelers go, they have their own separate area on the ship that they can hang out. But the hangout area also has like a little bit of a bar. It'll have snacks, and it has an espresso machine. So it's kind of great if you want like a continental breakfast kind of thing. In the morning, you don't have to go to other areas on the ship. You can pop right into the lounge, grab yourself a coffee. And I had forgotten about the espresso machine. And I'm like, mother, I have been across the hall because they've left it open
this whole week.
The whole 4 days because people have been doing tours. And I was like, I could have been making myself.
And you haven't even been able to get your like room service, right?
No.
Oh my God.
I have to tell you the humiliating room service situation that I had. So anyway, so the studio lounge. So I went in and I finally got an espresso today. That was when I told Romaine, I was like, Romaine, we could record this in your room, or we could do it in my room, which is across the hall from the studio lounge, and you could have a lovely latte or something, a little snack, a little cookie.
Well, you brought me a snack, so thank you.
Your wife actually brought it.
Oh, she's very lovely.
I know. You love it when she is your servant.
I do.
I know. Okay, I got to tell you the room service thing. So when I first got here, my favorite thing when I go on the cruise is I like to get a big pot of coffee, even though it's just me, and a little bit of a continental breakfast just to start off my day. Because then I will go up to the buffet and get like an actual full breakfast, like a bagel, whatever, smoke meal, something, a little healthy, but mostly a giant bagel with lox. And so, but I like to get the giant pot of coffee, and they usually have little hang tags. And, you put the number of people in the room, and I always write large pot, please. And sometimes they give it to me. Sometimes they don't. It's frustrating because this mini pot, it only holds 2 cups. I'm like, I need more than 2 cups of your coffee to get me going in the day. I need 4 at least. Anyway. So I get into the room on the very first day, and I'm like, I don't see any hang tags, but also there was no room service menu. I'm like, what is happening here? Like, but what? And then my room steward, he was like, oh, no. When you want the room service, you just call, and then they'll bring it. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll call in the morning when I wake up and just have them deliver a pot of coffee. But then we had a time change, and we had an early meeting. And I was like, I don't have time for this. I can't wait for them and drink a pot of coffee or whatever and go to this thing. So I got to get up, have my quick breakfast, go to this thing, forget about it. So then yesterday, because we're only here for 4 days.
Right.
So then yesterday, I was running around and I was like, you know what? I actually, even though I already had breakfast or whatever, I'm going to be doing some work in my room. I'll just order a pot of coffee from room service.
Makes sense.
And just have some coffee in my room during the day.
Yeah.
So I call room service and I was like, hi, I would like to order a pot of coffee. And here is what the room service woman said. Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am. We are not having room service on this cruise, ma'am.
Ma'am.
3 times she called me ma'am. I was like, as if it wasn't bad enough, I'm not getting my coffee. Now you have to misgender me on the phone 3 times. And it wasn't like I was especially
amazing.
shrill, like, I need to have my coffee now. It wasn't like in full Karen mode.
Wow.
I'm like, oh,
Girl.
it was humiliating. And then I
Wow.
had to like, thank you, goodbye. Because, you know, I'm a hag, but I'm always nice to strangers for some reason.
Now you know what it feels like to be called the wrong gender, because I get called sir daily.
Well, my room steward calls me Sir Derek. I'm like, okay, this is unnecessary.
Mine doesn't call me Sir Romaine. Wish it did.
I know. I know how you're like, please don't misgender me. Oh, excuse me, but please call me sir.
Yes. Thank you. Well, you know, speaking of misgendering, so last night there was a situation. I don't even think Iris knows about it. So we were out last night getting real drunk. And I'll tell you about that in a minute. But
Will you?
yeah.
Because the clock is ticking.
We got a minute.
We haven't even gotten
All
to
right.
Iris and her story.
I know.
Maybe she wants to confront you about something here on the show.
So we were out last night, and Iris is dragging me out to this bar. But before we go, I
Dragging.
said, "Yeah,
Right.
Oh,
Would you like
you
to?
did.
would you like
Don't
to
even
clarify this?
pretend like you and Ivy didn't do that." So anyway, before we get there, though, I'm like, I really have to pee, and we knew that there was a bad situation in the other bathroom because Iris and I have made
Bad
2 friends.
situation.
Oh yeah, so we've made a couple of friends. Ivy, who is one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life, and her friend Jill. We met them on the first day
Oh, right, at the whiskey bar.
and we have become very good friends. Yes. I mean, literally, I love these 2. I can hang out with them all the time.
Well, Ivy is a contest winner, right?
No, Jill won.
Jill won the
Yeah,
contest.
Jill
Okay.
is
Ivy's
a
the
travel
plus
agent, and she won the contest to come
Okay.
on this trip. And Ivy is her friend. They met because they both love the Outlander book series, and they met in
Interesting.
a book group, an online book group, and then they
During the
became
pandemic.
friends. And now they hang out whenever they can, and it's weird but really wonderful.
All right, I'm into that.
Yeah. So anyway, they become our best friends on this trip, and pretty much the only people we even have cared about meeting.
I am sitting right
I
here.
know, I'm sorry.
Right here.
So
I
anyway.
have tried to give the 2 of you space so you could have a rekindled romantic 4-day
And we
weekend
have.
together.
It's been so great.
And then this is how I get dogged. Oh, I have a new best friend now. Derek who? Fuck you.
So anyway, Ivy had gone to the bathroom, and while she was in there, there were these drunk bitches.
Trouble.
And she's like, I'm trying to find a stall. And in one stall, there's this drunk bitch, this blonde bitch, and she is puking everywhere. And she's flipping her hair, acting like she didn't just puke everywhere. And then she goes to the next stall, and then there's another drunk bitch, and she's doing the same damn thing. And Ivy's like,
What is this, a triangle of sadness?
She's like, these drunk bitches are a mess. And we're like, yes. And so and they had puked all over the bathroom. So I'm like, I am not going to that bathroom. We have got to find another bathroom. So we start walking. We find another bathroom. And we get there. And the lady's like, we're going to go get a place in the bar because it looks packed. And we'll meet you in there. And I'm like, okay, fine. So I'm there. And then there's a cleaning lady right outside the bathroom. And then there's a group of
Crying,
two
I'm
or three-
sure.
two or three women. And they're like, oh, you can't go in there. And I'm like, why not? And they're like, oh, there's a man in our bathroom.
A man?
And all of us are like, a man in our bathroom? And they're like, yeah, we told him it was the women's bathroom and he went in anyway. And I was like, oh. And so the cleaning lady's like, don't worry, I'm taking care of this. And I'm like, okay.
I'm sure he went in because it was wrecked and he couldn't tell the difference between that and a men's room.
Well, possibly. So he's in there. We hear him in there. He flushes the toilet, but he doesn't come out. And so then the lady's like,
Does he live there now?
Oh yeah, we're all waiting. And now there's like a group of like 8 of us, 8 women outside this bathroom, all pissed off about this man because men can't fucking have enough in the world. Now they got to have our bathrooms too. Like we were like getting real women power.
All right.
Outside
Okay.
that bathroom.
Now she's a turf. All right.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Like straight up, this is what was happening outside this bathroom. So finally, a supervisor and a security man roll up.
Bathroom supervisor. Bathroom security.
Like a cruise supervisor, like one of the high ups shows up with security, and they go in there, and next thing you know, out walks this drunk dude. He's drunk as shit, and like you can tell, he doesn't even know what planet he's on. And they escort him away, and then they're like, "Okay, you can go in there." So we go in, we pee. So yeah, men in our bathroom now. But let me tell you about
Went in there anyway.
Boo.
Let me tell you about
They got
Iris.
stalls.
Iris and I's day.
I didn't went in there.
So yesterday,
By the way, I just want to make a very important mention here is that generally the public areas, there'll be like 3 floors of public areas very close to each other. So while these 8 women were waiting for the bathroom, if they had gone up or down a single flight of stairs, there would have been a ladies' room
another
that probably had no men or puke in it,
probably
no more than 20 feet away. But I
Probably
love the
true.
commitment that all of you had to like
we were
fight the
mad.
power, fight the
Yeah.
man, just to use the one gross bathroom
Yes.
that had already been wrecked by 2 drunk ladies and a man.
So anywho,
Just a note for future cruisers.
I know.
Walk a flight.
So yesterday we were in Halifax, and Iris and I had a really fun day. We went out and we walked the boardwalk. They have a really beautiful boardwalk in Halifax.
Did you have like a crab roll or anything?
We had some poutine
Of course.
because
This is a
Iris
show that runs on cheese. I understand.
Iris needed a little snickety
Just a
snack,
Sure.
and so that's what she wanted. I was
You're
like,
practically
okay.
starving to death on this boat.
I
Oh, yeah.
know.
Wasting away to nothing.
Nothing.
Can barely squeeze your skinniness into a race car.
But we walked like a couple of miles down the boardwalk, and we saw lots of stuff. We saw here's the critter we saw. It's critter chat. Critter chat. We saw lots of jellyfish in the water.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Cool red color.
They were really
Unexpected.
cool. Yeah, there were big ones and little ones. There were all kinds
too.
of them, and they were really cool to see because they kept coming up to the surface, and people were taking pictures and everything.
Are they trying to like make a friend?
Probably, but I don't think I want to become a friend with a jellyfish.
Do they want tips or something? Are they looking for
Maybe,
snacks?
probably.
What do
I don't
jellyfish
know.
eat?
Fish, little fish. Don't
Jelly?
they zap them and then eat them?
Jelly.
Oh, maybe they do zap little fish. And
I think
eat
they
them.
do. Anywho,
Okay.
so
I gotta
we
watch
saw-
more Discovery
We
Channel.
saw all the jellyfish. That was pretty cool. And then we did a little shopping, and then we came back to the boat
Ladies be shopping.
after having fun time in Halifax. And we came back. We took a little nap, and then we went
A lot of naps on this cruise,
in the
by the way.
evening, we went to Le Bistro for dinner. We had an early dinner. So we went to Le Bistro and ate our faces off. We had the best meal. It was so good.
So good.
And then it came time for dessert. And I told our waiter, Davidson, I said, Davidson, we're going to be real problematic for you right
course.
now. We're like, listen, I love the desserts here at Le Bistro, so I'm going to order 2. I'm going to order the spiced pears, which I really, really love, and the chocolate dildo.
The chocolate dildo.
So the chocolate dildo
That's
is about
the secret name.
it's about 5 inches long, and it's like a chocolate mousse with like a little cookie underneath it, and then it's covered in like a mirror glaze, dark chocolate mirror glaze, but it looks like a 5-inch dildo, a chocolate dildo. And
I'm not hearing complaints from the ladies in
no.
this room.
So I'm like, I'm gonna need the chocolate dildo, and I'm gonna need the pears. And Iris is like, well, I'm also gonna need a chocolate dildo because Romaine won't share hers with me. And
She's
I want,
very rude.
And then she's like, and I want ice cream. And the guy and he said, well, I'm really glad you guys are getting the chocolate, the whatever it was called, the fancy name.
Something. Or
And then he's like, I'm really glad you were gonna get that because I was gonna bring that to you anyway. So then he
Oh.
comes.
Favorite. Yeah,
So then
that's
he
my
comes
favorite.
out to our table with our dessert. I get a chocolate dildo. Iris gets a chocolate dildo. She gets her ice cream. I get my pears. And then he sticks a third chocolate dildo in the middle of our table. We are 2 women with 5
On a
full-size
two-top
desserts.
table. Two-top table.
How many dicks did you guys need to eat?
3,
The whole
evidently. Evidently. So we're sitting there. And by the way, we have every course that has come out because we had a starter, we had our appetizer, and then we had our meal. we practically licked our plates because the meal was so good.
Augustus.
Oh no, you don't even know. We went through an entire bread basket. Like
my
we were
God.
out of control at this. It was so good. The food was so good.
But we hadn't eaten anything but the poutine.
That's true. We didn't have lunch that yesterday, so we were starving. So we eat
Quote,
everything.
unquote, starving.
We eat everything. And then I told Davison that he had to roll me out on a cart because I didn't think I could move.
Yeah, because you're so starving.
So afterwards, we're like, okay, we got to go walk the ship and burn some calories.
That was me.
Okay, Iris wanted to walk the ship and burn some calories. I'm like, God damn it. It was freezing cold, and I'm like, fine. And so we pretty much sprinted because it was so fucking cold all the way around the ship.
This is good. You're, burning calories.
Yeah, okay.
Sprinting and freezing.
So then
eating,
we
sitting.
go to the whiskey bar where we know we're going to find our friends Ivy and Jill.
And earn back all the calories you burned walking
Yes.
over there and then some.
So we go to the whiskey bar, and there's this bartender there, Craig, who we've gotten to know over the last couple of days.
I order the Craig special.
Craig makes
every time
this
I go.
special old fashioned.
Yeah. But
And
he
he-
has his own little mix.
Yeah.
That tastes way better.
Yeah. And so our goal is to try to learn how he makes his drink because we want to be able to make it at home. And so I'm like a super spy. I'm like, Craig, will you tell me how you make your drink? And he's like, no, it's a secret. And so then I'm like super spy trying to figure out what ingredients he's putting in it.
Jesus.
And he hides it.
Oh no! And now he's gotten to the point where he will like go around to the other side of the bar and he'll add an ingredient. And then he'll come over to our side of the bar and he'll add an ingredient. And he's trying to throw me off.
It's funny.
I tried to bribe him. I'm like, here's a $20 tip. Maybe you'll give me the recipe now. And he goes, thank you for that tip. That's lovely. I'm not giving you the recipe.
Yeah, what do you think he was going to sell his life's work for $20?
I mean, I thought
Who is he,
maybe.
you?
But he's a really great bartender, so I wanted to give him a good tip anyway.
Okay.
So anyway, we spent the whole night spying on Craig, trying to get the recipe. He wouldn't give it to us. Meanwhile, we were sitting there and we're getting very drunk. Because Ivy is drinking straight up whiskey, flights of whiskey. Jill is over there drinking some kind of lady spritzer drink. I don't even know what kind of crap was in it.
Yeah.
I'm getting drunk on Moscow Mules. Iris is drinking these Craig's Old Fashions. Like, we're out of control. So we're there, and we've been there for now a couple hours. And a very, someone you're having dinner with tonight,
Oh, yeah.
a very high level sales executive,
Very
Jesus.
nice. Very nice.
wanders
He is very
over
nice.
and starts talking to us. And
Oh my
I'm
God.
trying to behave because I know, based on what little knowledge I have of the hierarchy of people here on the ship, because I don't really know many of these people. And I've never met many of them. I know he's important. So I'm
He's
like,
pretty high up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I'm like,
And-
I have to be on somewhat good behavior here.
Oh, God. Now, when he walked up, did he remember that he had met you the day before?
He hadn't met
Briefly?
me.
Was this before? Wait.
I
you
hadn't
didn't-
met him. I knew who he was because you showed me who he was, but I hadn't actually met him. But
Oh.
I said to him when he came up, I said, I think you're having dinner with my business partner either tonight or tomorrow. And I said, Derek. And he goes, oh, the other Derek who spells his name correctly. And I'm like, yeah.
That's right. There's
Yeah.
only one way.
So anyway, so we got to talking. So I knew he was important. So I was trying to be on my best behavior, but I was intoxicated.
It didn't last long.
Oh,
Shut up. I didn't
Jesus.
do anything totally
Thanks for
inappropriate.
burning down our business.
I might have said that I called the dessert bistro the chocolate dildo. That was
Ay,
probably
jeez
that was probably
Louise.
the most inappropriate
I'm
thing I
having
said.
dinner with him tonight.
He laughed.
Oh no, he was fun.
He laughed.
And he hung around with us for a long time.
Yeah, he
like
did.
he was there for easily 30, 40
Yeah.
minutes.
Oh,
Like,
that
chatting
is a
with us.
long
Yeah.
time.
He was having fun.
Okay. All
And
right.
I was way less inappropriate than Ivy was. Ivy was trying to straight up get a job.
She was on good behavior. She was on good
She wanted to
behavior.
work at NCL Proper?
Oh yeah, she's like, I think I should be your assistant, Derek. And he's like, why? And she's like, I just want to go on cruises.
I don't think that's how that works.
And that's what he said. He's like, that's not exactly how that works. It was pretty funny. But no, we had a lovely conversation with him. He's a really nice guy. And I really enjoyed chatting with him. So we talked with him for a while. And then it's starting to get late now, right?
And loud.
during
and
this
loud.
during this show too. But
And
yes.
the Price is Right has just let out. And so our bar gets really busy and really loud. And we're like, oh, this is too much. So we go downstairs to the quiet bar.
But you left out the part
What?
about how Ivy mentioned, hey, we only have to make it an hour and a half till this one event happens. And we're like, oh, yeah, we're not going to make it.
Yeah, I'm like,
not
fuck
gonna
that.
stay
I'm
up that
tired.
late.
I'm late. It's late. Because I go to
Past
bed
our
at like
bedtime. Starts at 11:30.
I go to
Past
bed
our
at like
bedtime.
10.
Oh no, you can't keep an old lesbian up past 10.
Right.
That's against the
I'm
law.
like, I'm not staying up that late. And she's like, oh no, we're going to go to karaoke and we're going to sing. And I'm like, and
This
then
wheel's on
fucking
fire.
Iris chimes in. Oh yeah, we should do karaoke. Romaine is a really great singer.
You are a great singer, and you should do karaoke.
That's what I said.
And
I said she's a
then
great
Ivy's
singer.
like, wait, Romaine's a good singer? And she's like, yeah, she's a really good singer. And I'm like, God damn it, Iris. And so then
I
Ivy's
love her. Like, I can't believe how you're singing my praises. And here I am singing right in front of everyone.
So then Ivy's like a dog with a bone. She's like, you're not going to bed. We're going to karaoke.
It's like
And
you
I'm
with
like,
fame.
I'm like, okay. No, wait.
You mentioned
we're
that.
We're going to talk about that too. So we go to the quiet bar and it's like a half hour and then it's karaoke time. And I'm like, there's not going to be anyone at karaoke. I'm like, it's 11:30 at night. All these old fucking people on this ship are going to be sound asleep.
Why are you looking in a mirror when you say that?
Okay. Let me tell you something. I was so wrong.
Yeah, these people came to party.
Oh my God.
that place
So
was
we
hopping.
walk in at 11:30 and that bar
Already packed.
is packed. I mean, packed. And there's some girl, she's up there singing. And so anyway, so I'm like, we're going to sing one song and then
And
we're
of course,
fucking
Romaine is
outta
like,
here.
I'm better than her. All right, I'll put my name in.
No, I'm like, one song. And you know what Iris
You know
says?
that's true.
And this is, by the way, how Iris convinced me to do it. She's like, you sing karaoke for everybody else, but you never sing for me.
Oh, wow. That is some good emotional manipulation. Iris, after 15 years, you're learning how it works. Good job.
Yeah. And I'm like, all right, fine. So I get up and I sing my favorite song, which is Why Haven't I Heard From You by Reba.
McIntyre, yes, of course. I've
People
heard
were
your
singing
rendition many times.
People were
It's wonderful.
singing
It
with
is a
it.
very
Yeah.
solid choice for you.
Yeah, I love that song. So I get up, I sing the shit out of that song.
Of course you do.
And then,
Very humble.
And
Yeah,
then
which-
let me tell you something.
Did it bring down the house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had a lot of compliments, and I was like, Iris, I thought you were just shitting me when you said Romaine could sing. But God damn it, she can sing.
Yeah, she really can. It's why the Derek and Romaine karaoke, when we do, well, it's called Romaine's karaoke on a DNR cruise, is so popular.
Yes.
Because people do love to hear Romaine sing, and then they love to get up and be a hot mess in between Romaine.
great.
Although we do have some very good
Oh, we have
singers in
some
our
really
group.
good singers.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. So anywho, so I
But
got
there's
up,
room for everyone at Romaine's karaoke.
right.
so I got up and sang, and then everyone's like, "You're gonna sing another one, right? You're gonna sing another one, right?" And I'm like, "Ugh."
Random strangers, by the
"Oh
way.
yeah, total people I've never met before. They're giving me high fives.
Of course.
They're like, "You're amazing," and I'm like, "Thanks."
Meanwhile,
I'm drunk
here's
as
Romaine.
shit.
Sing another song. Oh, I couldn't. Oh, wait. Is this my set list in my pocket? Yeah. Uh-huh. She's always ready.
So then I'm like, "All right, I'll sing one more song, and then I'm fucking going to bed."
Don't make me sing.
Because I'm like, I'm fucking tired. So I'm like, Iris, go get me another beer because, I can only drink if I have a beer in my hand or sing if I have beer. So I'm like, all right. So I get another drink. I sign up for another song. And of course, the song I was singing is Fame because it's my second favorite song.
Because she's so famous.
Right. So I get it. But also because they're unexpected songs that nobody ever sings. Like my songs typically are songs nobody sings at karaoke. So anyway, so I get up. I start to sing Fame. Now, of course, there's two versions of Fame in karaoke. There's one where the music instrumental sections are super fucking long, and then there's one that's reasonable, like it's a short one, right? Well, this just happened to be the one with the super fucking long ones.
Oh, God. Did you have to make up your own lyrics? Did you dance?
Oh, no, she
no.
did even better, Derek.
Derek, I did
so
what I
excited.
always do. I did a Derek and Romaine spiel. Hi, I'm Romaine of Derek and Romaine.
Jesus
Here on this
Christ,
show,
help
you
me.
might know my business partner, Derek, DNR Travel. Let me tell you.
Don't drag me into your crazy.
I did.
I did not ask for this.
I said I host this little radio show called Derek and I'm promoting during this whole music instrumental. I'm like, baby, remember my name, Derek and Romaine.
We're going to have so many disgruntled new subscribers. when
Oh
we
my
get
God.
back.
So everyone's like, yeah. And the lady's like, do an air guitar. I'm like, no, let me talk about more of my business some more.
Oh, that's right, the air guitar. Do air guitar.
And of course, I'm drunk as shit. I'm a fucking mess. And I finally we get done and I'm like, okay, can we leave now? And they're like, yeah. And it's gotta be midnight, 12:30, something like
God, you're
it's
practically
late.
turning into a pumpkin at that point.
Yeah.
for
And
real.
so, and as I'm leaving, people are like, you can't leave.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
They're mad.
What are you doing? They're literally mad at me for leaving. And I'm
Well, you're such a star.
no, even the karaoke staff was like, you're leaving? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to bed, people. I'm tired. So we get out of the bar. We walk out of the bar, and Ivy and Jill are like, okay, let's go to the local. I'm hungry. Let's have dinner. So we end up at the fucking local for second dinner. And we didn't, what time did we get to our room last night? It was fucking late.
It had to be like 2:30.
Yeah, that's how late they had me up there. Can you believe that shit?
Yeah. I can.
We were
Also,
melting.
I love your I don't do a material for charity attitude about karaoke here on our free cruise.
I have a feeling someone's going to corner me tonight and ask if I'm going back because they've been doing it every night at like 11:30.
Oh, I
Evidently,
didn't know that.
You should
Yeah.
do it again. It's not like you have to work tomorrow or anything.
I do have to work tomorrow.
Shh, the baby's sleeping.
You shush. Anywho, we'll see. I don't know. Oh, yeah, I guess I could show you that. Sorry.
Anyway, Iris, let's turn to you since we're running short on time.
Oh, gosh.
And you really have not had a chance. But, you don't go on all of our cruises, but you are here. So what are your unprofessional thoughts? And also, how has your romantic 4-day weekend been with one Romaine Patterson?
Lovely.
Well, I personally love this ship. I like the amount of open space that is in the middle of the ship because you can find different areas to sit and hang out that are inviting, whereas some of the other ones you had to kind of look for it and it seemed like an afterthought. So I really like that. And then, of course, I've had fun chasing the Coke Bear around. To try to do some pictures.
She has had us stalking this stupid Coca-Cola bear.
Yeah, there's some kind of sweepstakes where you can win a
Yes.
prize
And
if
we
you
don't know
take a
what the prize
picture.
is.
I don't know what
Right,
the
but you have
prize
to
is.
take a picture every day with the bear
Yes.
and then post it in social media.
Yes.
And then what's the hashtag?
Hashtag Norwegian Prima Coke sweepstakes. World's worst hashtag.
Well, they needed something. Anyway,
It
so
could have been NCL Coke Prima.
right. Okay. Well, I guess.
Yes.
I think the problem is that when people hear Coke Prima, it's like, oh, that's fantastic cocaine in Italy. So, I think that's the problem.
That's kind of true.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah,
Okay,
she's had
so
us stalking this bear
You were stalking a bear
every
right?
day.
Yes. And I've been doing different poses with him. And I'm excited. Or her. I guess it could be her.
Do you think it's a man or a woman in that suit?
It's definitely a woman.
Yeah, I think it's a woman.
Okay. All right. But you've been having a good time.
Yes. So I've been having a good time and enjoying my shower because there's space in there. So it's good. I
Okay.
enjoy it. Starbucks is beautiful here as well.
Oh yeah, the Starbucks guys are amazing. One of them remembered me from November of 21.
When
Yeah.
was
when we
that?
were on the Bliss.
This
The last time
morning.
we were on the Bliss.
Are you kidding?
Yeah,
No.
one of the guys, he's like, Romaine, I recognize you. His name's Tony. And then when he said, I recognize you, and I'm like, he's like, what ship? I said, what ships have you been on? He goes, oh, I was on the Bliss. I was like, oh yeah, we were on the Bliss not that long ago. And he goes, yeah, I remember you. And then I looked at him, I'm like, oh my God, I totally remember you too. Yeah, he remembered me from all that time ago. Isn't that crazy?
That was last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
All that time ago.
Well,
last
that's a
year.
long time ago. It feels like a long time ago. I mean, it feels
Well,
like
I mean,
yesterday,
look, in the
but it
grand
also
scheme
feels
of
like a
things,
time
and
ago.
he deals with thousands of
Right.
people a
Yeah,
year. Yeah,
true,
I
remember
agree.
that, yeah.
But he remembered my Romaine liked to let us saying that I always tell people when they ask my name.
Of course.
He's like, oh yeah.
That's when he turned around. It was like,
Yeah. And I will say those Starbucks guys are really good at remembering your name and your drink on these cruise ships ever since they brought like a Starbucks onto the ship. And it's really lovely. I highly support it. And they've started doing now on other sailings where you can get like a Starbucks package for like
the
whatever
package.
amount of money. You can get as many free Starbucks as you want during the week. I am all for that because that's awesome.
That's nice. All right. Well, since there's only 7 minutes left, and Romaine has completely dominated the show with herself.
Sorry.
I'm glad. I like it when Romaine talks a lot on the show. So this is great. But we're only doing an hour here, so
Go ahead, Iris.
we're wrapping up. Oh, I love how I was like, what?
Yeah, let's talk to Iris.
Okay.
Keep ta- he wants to know about how we've reconnected romantically.
it's been good. It's been romantic dinners and lovey eyes to each other.
Oh, and I do love you.
Walk by the sunsets, enjoying our balcony view.
Let me tell you about how Iris tried to get me to buy her a $3,000 necklace.
And
Oh,
once
God.
again, Romaine is talking.
Oh no!
Okay.
This is for Iris to tell you.
No,
I'm just
not saying
I'm throwing this
story. This is
softball to her.
embarrassing.
Wow.
No, I am not
From
doing
Butch
that.
to $3,000 necklace. Okay.
So we went into one of
There's
the.
some aggressive salespeople on here. That's all I'm going to say, and I can't say no.
Yeah, there's some
She was
other
gonna let
aggressive
me
people here
walk
too.
it.
I thought this was Iris' story.
Well, I was gonna set it up for her to tell
Wow.
the embarrassing part.
Okay.
So we go into this
I
shop.
don't even want to share the story,
but
here
you're going
you
to.
are.
So we go into this shop
I take back everything
to
I
look at
said
watches because I love a good watch.
You do. You love
And
watches.
so I'm looking at watches, and Iris is looking at sapphires. And the sales lady's like, I see a sucker. And so, no, it's true.
It's true. I
And
can't
so
say no.
Next thing
I'm
you know,
horrible.
Iris is over there, and this lady's got like 5 different fancy pieces of sapphire jewelry out. And Iris is trying them on, and she's talking to Iris about that. And then she's like, "Hey, Romaine, come over. You should buy. I'll give you 40% off of this beautiful sapphire necklace.
Day one sales.
It'll only be
Best
$3,000, and then if you get the ring, it'll only be $6,000, and then if you get this other thing, only $8,000." Romaine, this is what she's trying to tell me: $8,000 worth of jewelry, and I'm like, absolutely not.
Yes.
No, I'm like, Iris, no.
But then she was like, "Oh, just wear it. Just wear it for the night. You can bring it back in the morning." The manager comes over and says, "Yes, I approve. You can take it. Wear it for the night. Go to the show."
Meanwhile,
Bring it
I'm
back.
like, I'm out. I'm like, I'm not buying this shit. Bye. Peace out. I walk away. I'm literally outside the store in another store far away. And then Iris comes strutting out of this fucking store
With the necklace.
around her neck.
I felt like I was, in the Oscars.
A thief?
Walking around and displaying some jewelry.
And I'm like, absolutely not. I'm like, you walk your ass back to that store. You take that shit off. I'm not buying you a $3,000 necklace. You are out of your fucking mind.
But what about all of the other Malibu Stacy accessories that go with it, like the ring and the bracelet?
Right. I'm like, no, I'm not spending $8,000 on this shit. You walk your ass. I don't have $8,000. I'm poor.
Yep. So I brought it back.
I made her take it back. I'm like, absolutely not. I'm like, you tell them. I said no.
And she scared the lady because the lady's like, "Did I make her mad?"
Oh my God. I can't believe you didn't just take the necklace, go back to your room, do some sexy boudoir photos with the necklace, and then return it to the store.
That's fucked up.
It is, but whatever. Like,
Oh my God.
your necklace has been in naughty places. I can't even tell you. Anyway, here it is. Enjoy it. Gently used. Not that gently.
That's fucked.
Yes.
All right. Well, since we have 4 minutes left, I'll tell you what my impressions are of the ship. My favorite thing, so they have this indulged food hall.
Oh, it's good.
Here on the ship. And so the food hall is kind of a new concept thing on the cruise ships. And when we were on the Scarlet Lady, they have that instead of a buffet. Here they have a food hall and the buffet as sort of 2 separate options. I really like the food hall. It's mobbed at lunch.
Oh, yeah.
But
You got to time it.
I went to the garden and they have this romaine and kale salad. And it is, I've had 3 of them already on this cruise.
God.
Yeah. I came back and they have a little touchscreen order thing. And the guy just made the salad. When I sat down, he just made my salad. I didn't even have to do it. Because I'll be honest, the touchscreens are a little touchy on this boat. And sometimes they crap out. And every once in a while, there are little technical things here. A lot of stuff here is brand new technology and everything.
Yeah.
So they've got 1 or 2 kinks to work out. But yeah, so I love that at the garden at the Indulge Food Hall. But, you know, if you sit at the regular tables, you can order from any of the different places. And they have lots of different food options. And then there's lots of great seating outside on that deck. So you can sit out by a little like hot tub or something,
Well,
or
by the infinity
whatever.
pools.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice.
Or in a
And
cool little chairs.
Yeah.
yeah, it's great. So I think that as a concept is one of my favorite things. I almost think it's too small for how popular it's going to be because this ship is not full and that food hall was packed.
Packed.
But the other
Bottleneck,
thing
yeah.
that, by the way, that was packed was the local, which is like a pub and it's 24 hours a day. So like they have like late night drunk pub food, but lunchtime slammed, a line out the door. And I was
Really?
like, it's just burgers and whatever, but people
Interesting.
were into it. So obviously the people on board the ship, they really liked that. And there was some kind of soccer game on, so maybe people wanted
Oh,
that.
yeah, which that TV is amazing to watch sports
Yeah,
on.
and they have a huge
Life
like
size.
projection TV.
Yeah, it's
It's
great.
nice. So there's a lot that is great here on this Norwegian Prima, and you can join us on an upcoming Derek and Romaine cruise. We just announced a brand new cruise for 2024. We're sailing on February 11th of 2024 on the Bliss to the Mexican Riviera. 4 great ports, including Ensenada, which we've never
been
done
to.
before.
Yeah.
And we've got great prices there on that cruise, especially for the balcony and club balcony categories that used to be the mini suite. But Terrific prices there, $25.50 all in, including taxes and all 4
Nice.
promo items, the drink package, dining package, shore excursion credit, Wi-Fi, all in for a couple for $25.50, which is a really great price for the week. Because if you think about it, you'd probably spend $500 in the week just on lunch and dinner for 2 people, and at least $500 in the week on drinks, even if it's just, a glass of wine with dinner, maybe a couple of cocktails by the pool during the day, bing, bang, boom, So it's a really good value, I think.
And Derek, you can also book people on the Prima if they want to go on like a non-Derek and Romaine trip, right?
That's right. We also book people for other cruises other than our Derek and Romaine cruises. So if you would like to experience the Prima, we can book you on the Prima anytime. They've got lots of great itineraries, and the Studio Lounge, strongly recommend it for solo travelers. This Prima ship is great.
It's a beautiful ship.
It really is. Well, thanks for listening. We hope you've enjoyed today's show, and we'll be back again. TBD.
Eventually.
I don't know. We're sailing away. Maybe we'll never come back. It's kind of nice here.
Yes.
Can't get enough of the show? Follow them on Twitter at DNR Show or like them on Facebook.
And don't forget to tell your friends to subscribe to DNR 2.0 at derekandromaine.com.